Alright guys, I ain't done a video update for a while, simply because progress has been a bit slow. What's that in there? Electrical boxes have ended up in there somehow. So what I got here, I know some people have been asking about how we're going to seal this. At the moment, I've got a solar water heater coming in on here on Monday, so they'll be coming through the roof. And then they'll be tapping into this, and then obviously that can be reconnected. So I am thinking about putting a water filter on the hot water system, so it sort of feeds up here and round. But still thinking about where to put it, because we could put it on the main water incomer, but still thinking about it. That sink's definitely going, completely pointless up here and takes up a lot of space. What I want to do is sort of create a bit of a bung under here, sort of like a little tray where the drainage is there. Basically smash that out and put drain cover on, but you may not be able to see it slopes that way. Some village idiot should have sloped it that way, so that if you do get any flooding, guess where the water goes? Towards the drain. So I've got to level that up. Work in progress, simply because I want all the other stuff done before we come back up to this one, because we seem to have a lot of projects getting started and nothing getting finished. So I've sort of said to the guys, don't start anything else, I want the works finished, because it's bad management when you actually start adding more and more projects when you haven't finished the last one. Is that water in there? Don't worry, the electrics is actually off up here. There was a little bit of water in there, but that's coming off anyway. But anyway, I'll change that one to a waterproof one. I've got a couple of waterproof ones, because there was one going out on that side, but to be fair, because we're going to knock it through, I'll actually be putting a new circuit through for the office space. And then obviously decided to put a double window here, a double door here. But that is being paused, that's being paused, because quite simply the work's taking too long now. It's over 3 months, and it's kick up the backside time. Get the other works finished, nothing else being started. But what's going to happen up here though, those taps are going, that will go. We're still thinking about the washing machine, whether it will sit in here or over there. Or put it down in the downstairs, but I am tempted to put it up here simply because it's out of the way, and if you sat downstairs watching TV or whatever, it's on a there's a vibration mat that you get from Leroy Merlin. It's like a foam mat you just put underneath it, and it stops that rattling noise that you get from it hitting the tiles. So I'm tempted to put the washing machine up here, because that's where the original one was anyway, but it's the water that really frustrates me. Why they set it up this way in the first place? I can understand the space, but at the same time, putting the water right above the staircase is not a smart move. Next thing is the plants have struggled a little bit. They spent the last week indoors for a bit of TLC, but it looks like the wind's dropped away, because this little guy here, look at the leaves, has been losing out stress. So today's virtually no wind, so I've just let the guys back out. Look at me talking as if they're friends of mine. Another new light up here. The one we originally got was vertical, so we've gone across horizontal, simply because A, there wasn't enough space, but B, this one beams up and beams down, so that's quite nice. I haven't changed the one up here, because what I'm looking at is once we smash this out, I'm going to put lights on wires across the middle of the conservatory bit. So let's get into the problems. So that's upstairs finished. Here's Ubi. Hi Ubi.
Huh?
Oh, hi. Say hi Ubi.
Hi.
Hi, okay. So this is the issue with water. So somebody switched the water mains off, switched it back on, and didn't bother checking all the outlets. So the water's cascaded down here, got behind this, which to be fair, I wanted rid of anyway, but not today. So it's got behind all this, it's like a latex paint, which all bubbled and come off. As you can see, don't worry about this was already here. But it's stripped everything on the stairs. Bathroom's getting near finished now. As you can see, it's come through the ceiling, but that's originally why we were looking at the drainage piece, because it had already come through here once and wondered how often it leaked for the previous owners. New toilet's gone in, that's working fine. Now, we were going to put one of those toilet seats with the spray up the bum type thing. But one of the things you've got with these new style toilet seats is it's got a rim on it that protrudes in. Toilet seat doesn't fit it. So I think we're going to have to re-look at that. Another day, another problem. Sink looks alright. This is fitted as well now. Don't think they've got the water on yet. No. Nearly there. And obviously the mirror will be up there. Socket still needs sorting. Because one of those is a light switch I find a bit bizarre. In theory it should be here. But maybe I'll get them to move it. Like I said, at the moment, I'll get to that point where I'm just sort of thinking, just get it finished and I'll sort the other stuff out later. Because like moving the socket here, may seem a bit of a big event, but there's a false ceiling here. So going up here and through, I'm not really going to disturb the tiles. So, like I said, just finish it so I can bloody move in. Left the fans on, try and help move the air and get some of the moisture out of the rooms. So as you can see, come all the way down. These are from gaps in the tiles, to be fair. This is where moisture's got into it. The water's come through the grout and the cracked tiles. So that's come through here. Like I said, not too fussed, because I hated the bloody the dapple effect anyway. So once replastering, not fussed about it. We'll get there when we get there. So that's another one, work in progress. It's come down here, all the way down through here, all the way down. Good thing is it didn't affect the electrics. Ubi's room, funny enough, wasn't affected at all, which is good. This is now getting prepped, because like I said, I'm starting to push them and say, do this, do that, do this, do that, because things are taking too long. But has this been researched? They put it that way. See, this is the sort of stuff I don't like. When people put a box in upside down. Under here is the glass cover for the shower. So you really want the box the right way up, so that nobody does anything stupid like try and pick it up and then smashes the bloody thing. Trying to keep mild at the minute. Getting a bit frustrated with some stuff. This is the hole for the alarm bell, which has come through. That's not going to stay like that. This is a work in progress for me. But basically, what you'll have is the electrics. I might stick a surface mount on the conduit for now, because to be fair, this room's nearly finished. And do I really want to start smashing holes in things? The answer is no. I want to try and get this one off the books. This room is the main room. Aircon's being installed at the minute. We got some Mitsubishi units. Was hoping they were in yesterday. The reason we wanted this one on was to actually take the moisture out of the house, because it's been raining for a few days. There's a lot of moisture in the house. So what I've done is left the fans running to help circulate the air, and then try to get as much moisture out of the building as possible. But we're getting there. Like I said, there's no point getting annoyed. It's just one of those things. Life goes on, nobody's hurt. Okay, so the water's come down here, come down all the way through here. Now you see why I want that drainage system in there, to protect all this area. Like I said, lucky enough, none of this had been painted or finished. So down to here, not too fussed, because that can get that fixed in a couple of days. But This, on the other hand, it's just been finished. So that's all broken out, so that's got to get redone. So just waiting for that to dry out. As you can see, the watermarks are still there because there's still moisture in there. So we're trying to get the water out as we speak. And this is what happened yesterday. I come in yesterday and they've ripped the bathroom out, and I'm like, who said rip the bathroom out? What I said is leave the bathroom because you haven't finished the one upstairs. So leaving that one. But basically that's what I've sort of gone, right, sat down last night, this is what I want. Bathroom, air conditioning finished first because it'll get the moisture out, then the bathroom upstairs, then the kitchen because it's the next priority one. This is like a spare room, so this is the last thing we need for sorting because we've got, once the bathroom's fitted upstairs, this can be fitted afterwards. So I want the other bits first, and then this will be the last project. Now, the other side of that being is once the kitchen's in, front door goes, because we've got a brand new front door sat in the factory at the moment. Something I don't like doing either because they get dented, and the glazing firm will tell you they don't like having stuff sat in the factory for that very reason. Air conditioning's gone in over here, it's just got to be mounted and set up. They're bringing, yeah, he's pulled the electrics in. Yeah, and all the hoses are in. They're all in here, and this bit down here is a siphon. So basically that stops any odours and stuff going up. So there's been a siphon built in. I'm putting these 6-piece socket sets in, and I've got USB ports around the house. Basically a double port in every bedroom. Then I've started to do these surface mount sockets, like that one. The reason for that being is it's a quick and easy way of doing it, but also the block work upstairs is single blocks, which isn't great. So at least with these, they're pretty rigid and give you the sockets, cuts down the number of extension cables you have in the house. What else have we got to discuss? Yeah, so I've got a feed to put through there soon, because we're going to get a hot tub probably maybe January. I don't want to order anything else at the moment until we get all this finished. We've moved across, but let's discuss the outside because we're sort of getting to that point. So yeah, schedule of works is already, I've set up a schedule of works of what I want. Like I says, aircon fitted, which I would expect to be done tomorrow because all the hoses and that are in here. One upstairs, the hoses are in. Let's go outside. You can see this, move the scaffolding around. So the aircon unit's gone over here. Originally we were going to put it around the side, but the neighbours were a bit worried about the noise. So we've basically moved it around here, which wasn't perfect, but can't have everything. Originally the guys wanted to put it up here, and I said no. I want to be able to clean it. I'm not going up there. Every time I want to do something, I'm going to get a cherry picker. So we put it here. It's on, I think they're galvanised steel. Are they galvanised? Stainless steel? I think they're stainless steel. So these are German made brackets. They're not the standard ones like those ones over there. They should last a bit longer. There's plastic ones as well available. I'm never too happy with plastic. I think we use it too much these days on everything. But basically the guys, about 80% there on the installation. Like I says, power will come out through here, and then I'll move this, probably put the socket further up, because this is where the hot tub will be. So there'll be a little bit of a hot tub there. Then here is the garden shed for all the bits and pieces you have in their general house, you know, like your toolboxes and bits and pieces that, although you shouldn't really need that many, but it's surprising how quickly you accumulate them. Because it's like changing a socket, there's €50. Well, 2 screwdrivers and a drill, I've probably fitted about 40 of them since I've been in Spain. The hoses I'm not not impressed with, but to be fair, what will happen with those later is we'll look to get all the plastic painted in cream and try and blend it in. And the last job, once everything else is finished, is to finish the windows, because they couldn't reach up there with the scaffolding. So what we're going to have to get is basically a cherry picker across there to finish that window there. But once we do that, at the same time, they'll seal around the outsides, seal around that one, and all the way around. And that's the very last job, because guess what? You can do that once I've moved in. So we're getting there. Like I said, not as fast as I'd like. I mean, this just took 3.5 months, I think. I did millions of pounds worth of construction work in 6 weeks in the UK. And this job is a little bit slower. But to be fair to Igor, he is flat out. And to be fair, I also had some of my contracts in the UK have had a bashing off me this year for problems they've had. Oh, forgot to add the extract for the kitchen. It's coming out here. It's an easier route for a start. So instead of going all the way up through the roof, out through there, and there's an assumed duct, because we're not 100% it is actually a real duct, we're going to put the extract out there. But I'm looking forward to, oh, you probably noticed a lot of the crap's gone. It's all gone. But I'm going back to work in a few days, so I just wanted to get it to a position where we're nearly finished instead of just started. So got the old whip out saying need to start moving along. We've got a cover for the aircon as well that fits over the top of that, so there's a bit of beautification on there. And I've just noticed, I was going to show some marks on the wall, but the rain's washed them away. When that was moved round, it was sort of a last minute thing where there was a conversation going on with the builder, the neighbour, and then my wife had to rush round, and I said to my wife, I'm not in the mood to go around there. And so she's come round and said, oh, it's all right to move it here. And then I had the thought, hang on a minute, we've got a canopy along here. So the canopy is basically 3 metres up, which is sort of around here, and it's 3.6 metres long. So it literally will just come to about there and then finish just before these tiles. And you think, well, what's the problem with the tiles? Well, the canopy comes out. So I've got to be careful that it's not got too much of an angle, because I'll never be able to open it. So it's literally, oh, there it is, right up there. You can see it's less than a foot gap between the aircon and the canopy. And then that, there we go. There's a halfway marker there, so you can get an idea how long it is. It sort of just is less than a foot away from there. So I think when we fit it, we'll start that end to that end. But the idea being is, even if it's in the winter, when I've been working away, or my wife wants to relax while I'm at work, put the canopy down, jacuzzi's there, sit and relax. Shed here will sort of finish probably about there. So you got it coming out to about here. So sort of shed's there. So you've only got a little bit of view in here. So there's a little bit of enclosed space. Get a couple of plants here, and you can chillax. The work on this house has been a pain, really has. From supply to just the odd bits and pieces. You know, like I'm not happy with some of the quality on some of the bits and pieces. Not that it's not ego stuff; it's stuff that's been ordered. But the problem is now we're such a drive to import everything. Some of the times you're better off if you can get hold of it. It's actually seeing it, touching it, getting an idea of the quality on it. But you know, I expect some of the stuff will be scrapped within 3 years. Not the kitchen, it's just small stuff. But you know, like for example, the shower is a fairly cheap metal. So I expect that'll last 3 years, and then we'll change it again. But like I said, oh, excuse me. Like I said to April though, if you think of the hoses we changed anyway, we're probably changing a hose here every 2 to 3 years. So it's about the same. It's just that you're spending €100 or whatever instead of 20 or 30 euros. The other thing I'm looking at the moment is a water softener system. Now, there's two things that because whether you know it or not, I'll just sort of go over it. Water in this area is quite hard. So what they do is they use a softener, which is normally a salt, and there's other types that, there's 3 types mainly. One's like an electromagnet. One of them I think is a different type of chemical that works in a similar way, but it's salt free. And then there's the salt one that you just top up. But the problem I've got is to get a proper system for this sort of size of house, it's probably about the same size as this pedestal. My water main income is there because some bright spark let's put it there. Now, why would you put it there instead of on the outside of the wall? Because if you put it on the outside of the wall somewhere, I could have made a nice little cupboard for it. Instead, it's going where the new toilet's going. So I've got to have a think about that, because it's the main water. Because somebody's done the easiest job they possibly could for themselves, with no thought of people actually buying the plates later. Enough grumbling. Is there a vent in there? Yeah, so there is a vent there. So this toilet is just a complete farce. I mean, it just wouldn't meet building regs today. I don't know if you can spot the obvious. So that we'll get we've got a new one here. So that will be going there. And then on the cistern, there's actually on the top of the toilet basically will be a sink that just fits on there. Job done. Like I say, the washing machine we were looking at putting there, but I'm thinking, here's the problem. Washing machine fails. Toilet's about here. Washing machines are not the lightest things to lift out. So what I'm thinking, is put the washing machine back upstairs, seal it all upstairs for obvious reasons, all the way through the house. As you can see here, that's damp as well. You can see the difference between there and there, look. But the obvious thing is, this will become a toilet, and if we move the water incomer over there, I think we've got our space for our softener. Now, softener doesn't mean it makes it for drinking water. That's your water filtration system. They're different. What I found when you look online is that when you Google say filter, it's for mainly drinking water, not softener. So if you're looking for it for protecting your washing machines, your water tanks and all that, it's a water softener you want. If you want something for drinking water, you want a water filter system. And to be fair, we're actually going to Carrefour in 2 minutes, so let's have a look in there. I'll be able to update you. I'm just looking at some of the electrics in here. It just mind boggles. I'm just thinking whether these are electrics right above the tap there, obviously up there, and your socket just conveniently there. Plug me kettle in. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so leave it with us. I'll be back in a minute.